Beauty, but Jones vary. I gazed upon thy face, and beating life once stilled its sleepless pulses in my breast. Every thought whose being was a strife, each in its silent chamber sanctuarized. I was not save though thought of thee, world was but a sport that thou hast trod. Every star thy glance seemed fixed on me, almost I loved thee better than my God. And still I gazed with this holier thought, and that in which my spirit lived before. Each star a pure ray of love has caught. Earth wears a lovelier robe when it wore. Every lamp that burns around thy shrine, I fed with fire whose fountness divine. Bread, by Jones Very. Long do we live upon the husk of corn, while neath untasted lie the kernels still. High as kingdom, but in Christ unborn, fain with swine's food would we our hunger fill. We eat, but 'tis not of the bread from heaven. We drink, but 'tis not from the stream of life. Our swelling actions want the little leaven to make them the side for blessing rife. We wait unhappy on the stranger's broad, while we the master's friend by right should live. Enjoy within the fruits of labour stored, and to the poor within the pittance give. No more to want the long expected heir of Christ the Father's love for evermore to share. Change, but Jones Very. Father, there's no chance to live with thee, save that in Christ I grow from day to day. In each new word I hear, each thing I see, I but rejoicing hasten on the way. The morning comes with blushes of a spread, I new wakened find the morn within. It is the modest dawn around me shed, for here's the prayer and we are scanning him. Hours follows hour, the lengthening shades descant, yet they could never reach as far as me, did not the love thy kind protection lend. I, child, might sleep a while on we, till the light restored by gentle sleep, with new-found zeal I might the precepts keep. Day, by Jones Very. Day, I lament that none can hymn thy praise in fitting strains of all the riches blessed. For thousands sport in thy golden rays, yet none like thee the Maker's name confess. Great fellow of my being, walk with me as put on the dazzling robes of light. On from the east go forth to free thy children from the bondage of the night. I hail thee, pilgrim on the lonely way, whose looks on all alike beneath shine. A child of light, like thee I cannot stay, on the world I bless must soon decline. New rising still, must setting to mankind, ever the eternal west my day spring find. Faith, by Jones Very. There is no faith, the mountain stands within still unrebuked, at summit reaches heaven, every action adds its load of sin, for every action wants the little leaven. There is no prayer, it is but empty sound, but stirs a frequent breath the yielding air. With the pulse they are more strongly bound to make the blood of God's voice of prayer. Oh, hear them, Father, with our word, the sins cry out to thee from every side. O son and sire from slave and master heard, the voices fill the desert country wide, but we hasten to relieve and save by him who rose triumphant out of our grave. He gave me no meat, but Jones Very. My brother, I am hungry, give me food, such as my father gives me as his broad. He has for many years been to thee good, what canst thou more than to me afford? I ask of thee a grain of it, thou offerest when I call on thee for bread. This is not of the wine or the fat, that those who eat of this like thee are dead. Ask the love the Father has for me, that thou shouldst give it back to me again. This shall myself from pangs of hunger free, and on my parched spirit fall like rain. I will prove a brother to me in need, for in the cross of Christ thou too canst bleed. He was acquainted with grief, by Jones Very. I cannot tell the sorrows that I feel by the night's darkness, by the prison's gloom. There is no sight that can the deaf reveal that suffers in the living tomb. There is no sound of grief that mourners raise, no moaning of the wind or dirge-like sea, no hymns or prophet tones inspire the lays that can the spirit's grief awaken we. Thou too must suffer as it suffers here, the deaf in Christ to know the Father's love. Then the strains that angels love to hear, thou too shalt hear the Spirit's song above, and learn in grief what we's can never tell, and know too deep for earthly voice to swell. How many of the body's health complain, by Jones Very. How many of the body's health complain, and with some deeper malady conceal, some unrest of the soul, some secret pain, which thus its presence doth to them reveal. Vain would we seek by the physician's aid, an aim for this soul's sickness at to find, a remedy for health and strength decayed, whose cause and cure wholly of the mind, to higher natures the soul delight. And rest seeks its being's source to know, finding not health nor strength in aught beside. Often vainly sought in things below, within sunny clime or sacred stream, or plant of wondrous powers of which we dream. I was sick and in prison, by chance very. Thou hast not left a rough bark tree to grow without a mate upon the river's bank. Thus for on one flower will rain bestow, but many cup the glittering drops has drank. The bird must sing to one who sings again, else would her noteless welcome be to hear. Nor hast forbid the word is canned in vain, but soon some answering voice shall reach my ear. Then shall the brotherhood of peace begin, if a new song be raised that never dies. But shall the soul from death and darkness win, and burst the prison where the captive lies. And one by one new-born shall join the strain, till earth restores her sons to heaven again. In him we live, chance vary. Father, I bless thy name that I do live, each motion made rich with thee. When a glance is all that I can give, it is the kingdom's wealth if I but see. This daily body cannot move, save I will to its nobleness my little bring. Voice its measured cadence will not try, save I with every note consent to sing. I cannot raise my hands to hurt or bless, and I with every action must conspire to show me where how little I possess, if little more than I desire. May each new act my new allegiance prove, have a perfect love I ever live and move. Life, by chance vary. It is not life upon the gifts to live, but to grow fixed with deeper roots than we. When the sun shall the bounties give to send our thick leaves limbs, a fruitful tree whose green head meets the eye for many a mile, whose moss-grown arms their rigid branches rear, and full-faced fruits their blushing welcome smile, as to its goodly shade our feet draw near. Who tastes its gift shall never hunger more, but his father spread the pure repast, who while we eat renews the ready store, which at his bounteous board must ever last. For none the bridegroom's supper shall attend, who will not hear and make his word their friend. Lines to withered leaves seen on the poet's table, by chance vary. Poet's hand is placed, beware, autumn's brown and withered scroll, or to outwater I not fair, thou hast beauty for the soul. Though no human pen has traced, on that leaf its learned law, love divine the page has graced, what can words discover more? Not alone in autumn's blast echoes from your tables here, 'tis the music of the past steals upon the poet's ear. Voices sweet of summer hours, spring's soft whispers murmur by, feathered songs from leafy bowers draws listening soul on high. Love, by chance vary. Ask of time to tell me where was love. He pointed to her footsteps on the snow, first the angel lighted from above, bid me now the way and onward go, for populous streets of cities spreading wide, but only Cottage rising on the moor, where bursts from sunlit cliff a struggle tide, to where it hails the sea with answering roar. She led me on, a mountain's frozen head, the mile on miles that stretches on the plain. And onward with her first my feet she led, I traced the path along the snow again. Where the sun had melted from the earth, the prince the first she trod, a child of mortal birth. Memory, by chance vary. Soon the waves so lightly bounding, all forget the tempest blast. Soon the pines are sadly sounding, cease to mourn the storm that's past. Soon is hushed the voice of gladness, heard within the greenwood's breast. Come back no notes of sadness, no remembrance breaks its rest. But the heart, how fond will treasure every note of grief and joy. Oft come back the notes of pleasure, griefs that echoes of annoy. There still dwell the looks that vanish, swift as brightness of a dream. Time in vain of smiles may banish, their undying still the beam. Morning, by chance vary. The light will never open lightless eyes, it comes to those who willingly would see. Their object, hill and stream and skies, rejoice within the encircling line to be. This day, the field is filled with busy hands, a shop resounds with noisy workmen's din. Traveller with a staff already stands, as yet the unmeasured journey to begin. The light breaks gently to within the breast, yet where no eye awaits the crimson morn. A fortune noisy anvil are at rest, no man or oxen tread the fields of corn. A pilgrim lifts a staff, it is no day, to those who find on earth a place to stay. Nature, by chance vary. The bubbling brook doth leap when I come by, because my feet find measure with its call. Birds know when the friend the love is nigh, for I am known to them, both great and small. The flower that on the lonely hillside grows, expects me there when spring its bloom has given. Many a tree and bush my wanderings knows, e'en the clouds and silent stars of heaven. For he who with his maker walks aright, shall be the Lord as Adam was before. His ear shall catch each sound with new delight, each object wear the dress that then it wore. And he, as when erect and solely stood, hear from his father's lips that all is good. Night, by chance vary. Thank thee, Father, the night is near. That his conscious being may resign, so only task for words of love to hear, vague to find each act of mine. A task too great to give a child like me the mirrored handed labours of a day, too many for my closing eyes to see, words too frequent for my tongue to say, and for ceased, with burthened by my love, each other gift more lovely than appears. For dark-robed night comes hovering from above, all thine other gifts to me endears. While within the darkened couch I sleep, the night's untried, above a constant vigils keep. On visiting the graves of Hawthorne and Thoreau, by Jones Very, beneath shades, beside yon winding stream, lies Hawthorne's manly form, the mortal part. The soul that loved to meditate and dream, that linger here unwilling to depart, that the higher life has called away to fairer scenes, nor by work and thought. Why should the spirit on earth delay, that has a glimpse of such bright regions caught, and near another nature's childhood of rest, for who loved each woodland path to tread, so gently sleeping on his mother's breast, living, numbered with numbers dead, who mourn, the hope will whisper in their heart, we meet again, and meet no more to part. Psyche, by Jones Very. I saw warm with many a fold, it spun itself a silken tomb, and when winter time enrolled, it heeded not the cold or gloom. Within a small, snug nook it lay, no snow, no sleet could reach it there. No wind was failing gusty day, no biting cold or frosty air. Spring comes with bursting buds and grass, around him stirs a warmer breeze. The chirping insects by him pass, his hiding place not yet he leaves. But summer came, its fervid breath was welled within the sleeper's cell, and, waking from his sleep of death, I saw him crawl from out his shell. Slow and with pain he first moved on, and off the day he seemed to be. A day passed by, the warm was gone, it sought on golden pinions free. Soul sickness, by Jones Very. How many of the body's health complain, when with some deeper malady conceal, some unrest of the soul, some secret pain, which was its presence doubtful when we real. Vain would we seek, by the physician's aid, a name for this soul sickness to find, a remedy for health and strength decayed, whose cause and cure howling of the mind. To higher nature is the soul allied, and rest the seeks being source to know, finding not health nor strength nor beside, often vainly sought in things below, whether in sunny clime or sacred stream, or plant of wondrous powers of which we dream. Acorn, by Jones Very. The seed has started, who can stay it? See, the leaves are sprouting high above the ground, where overflows its head, a tree that rose beside it, and that on it frowned, behold, is but a small bush by its side. Still on, it cannot stop, its branches spread, it looks to all the earth in giant pride. Nations find upon its limbs their bread, its boughs for millions sheltered from the heat, beneath its shades the kindred tons, and all that the wide world contains, who all retreat beneath the shelter of an acorn small, that late were flung away. 'Twas the best gift that heaven e'er gave, its head the low should lift. The Ark, by Jones Very. There is no change of time and place with thee, I go with me 'tis still the same. In thy presence I rejoice to be, and always hallow thy most holy name. World of ever change, there is no peace among the shells of its storm wakes breast, that the breath of frothy waves increase, we toss of mire and dirt, we cannot rest. I thank thee that within thy strong-built ark my soul across the uncertain sea can sail, and though the night of death be long and dark, my hopes in Christ shall reach within the veil, to the promised haven steady steer, whose rest to those who love is ever near. The Call, by Jones Very. Thou art not awake, my son, the morning breaks a form to thee, and I was early by thee stand, the new awakening life to see. Art thou not awake, my son, the birds upon the bough rejoice, and I was early by thee stand, to hear the fair's that tuneful voice. Why sleep'st thou still? The labourers all are in the vineyard, hear them toil, as of a poor harvest song, to sharp the wine and oil. I came to wake thee, haste, arise, although no share with me can find. Sandals cease, gird on thy clothes, I must leave thee here behind. The Canary Bird, by Jones Very. I cannot hear the voice with others' ears, who make of fellows liberty again. A tale of blighted hopes and fears, feel not that every note is born with pain. Alas, whether with thy music gentle swell, past days of joy should through the memory throng, each to weave the words of sorrow tale, a ravished sense forgets thee in thy song. The heart that on the past and future feeds, and pours in human words its thoughts divine, though at each birth the spirit inly bleeds, its song may charm the listening ear like a vine. A man with gilded cage and praise will try to make the bard like thee forget his native sky. The Clay, by Jones Very. Or shalt the wood thou wilt with thine own hand, Thou forms the spirit like the moulded clay, those who love ye keep thy just command, when image groweth they obey. New tints and forms with every hour they take, whose life is fashioned by thy spirit's power. The crimson dawn is around them, then the wake, golden triumphs wait the evening hour. The greeny sceptred night their souls receives, and spread the pillows 'neath her sable tent. Above them sleep the palm with poppy leaves, sweet rest for hearts to all who labour lend. And they may rise refreshed to light again, with together in the whitening grain. The clouded morning, by John's Very. The morning comes, and thickening clouds prevail, hanging like curtains of the horizon round, o'erhead in heavy stillness sail. So still as day, it seems like night profound, scared by the city's din the air stirred, and dull and deadened comes its every sound. Their shrill, piercing voice subdued is heard, by the thick folds of muffling vapours drowned. The soft in mists the hills and trees appear, the outlines lost in blend of sky, and well-known objects that to all are near longer seem familiar to the eye, the fantastic forms they mock the sight, as when we grope amid the gloom of night. Columbine, by John's Very. Still, still my eye will gaze long fixed on thee, and I forget that I am called a man. At thy side fast rooted seem to be, the breeze comes my cheek the vine to fan. From this craggy hill a life shall pass, life of summer days and summer joys, nodding our honey bells mid pliant grass, in which the bee hath hid his time employs. And he will drink the thirsty pours the rain, and turn dew sprinkled to the rising sun, and look when in the flaming west again is up across the heaven its path has run. Here left in darkness on a rocky steep, and your eyes should close like folding flowers in sleep. The Cottage, by John's Very. The house my earthly parent left, my heavenly parent still frost down, 'tis of air and sun bereft, no stars its roof of beauty crown. It gave it me, it gave it not, as one whose gifts are wise and good, was but a poor and clay-built cot, for a time the storms withstood. Lengthening years and frequent rain o'ercame its strength, a tottered fell and left me homeless here again, and where to go I could not tell. But soon the light and open air received me as a wandering child, and I soon thought the house more fair, and my grief their love beguiled. Mine was the grove, the pleasant field, that where the flowers I daily trod, and there beside them too I kneeled, and called their friend, my friend and God. The dead, John's Very. I see them crowd on crowd that walk the earth, dry leafless trees in autumn wind laid bare, and the nakedness find cause for mirth, all unclad for the winter's rudeness there. No sceptre through their clattering branches flow, and springing leaves and blossoms bright appear. Their hearts the living God have ceased to know, a kiss of springtime to the expectant ear. They mimic life, as if from him to steal, as glove have to paint the livid cheek. They bore words for thoughts they cannot feel, and with a seeming heart that tongue may speak, and they show of life more dead they live, and those that to the earth with many tears forgive. The disciple, by John's Very. Thou wilt my hands employ, and where others find no work for those who praise thy name right. The worldly wisdom call them blind, and thou hast blessed with wine on spirit's sight. They'll find no work for we to do, and blindly on themselves alone rely. A child must suffer what thou sufferest too, and learn from him those hence deems so to die. Thou art my father, thou wilt give me aid to heal the wrong the spirit suffers here. Thou hast the help upon the mighty laid, in my trust, now to want or fear, ever onward walk secure from sin, for he has conquered every foe within. The eagles, by John's Very. The eagles gather on the place of death, so thick the ground is spotted with their wings. The air is tainted with a noisome breath, wind from off the field of slaughter brings. Alas, the mourners weep them for the slain, but all unburied lies the naked soul. Whitening bones of thousands strew the plain, yet none can now the pestilence control. The eagles gathering on their carcass feed, every heart behold the half-formed prey. Abandoned wills benefit held and bleed, the iron beaks without remorse must slay, where the sun and more of a place is seen, where they who worshipped idol's gods have been. The earth, by John's Very. I would lie low, a crown on which men tread, swept by the spirit like the wind of heaven. An earth where gushing springs and corn for bread, by me at every season should be given, and the water and the bread that now supplies the tables with its daily food, and thou wouldst give me fruit for every bowl, such as forgives me and calls it good. And water from a stream of life should flow by every dwelling that my love has built, whose taste ransomed of thy son shall know, whose robes are washed with the stain of guilt. Man would own it was the hand that blessed, from my bosom find a sure rest. The fair morning, by John's Very. The clear bright morning with its scented air and gaily waving flowers is here again. Man's heart is lifted with the voice of prayer, and peace descends as falls the gentle rain. A tuneful birds that all the night have slept take up at dawn the evening's dying lay, when sleep upon their eyelids gentle crept and stole of stealthy craft the song away. High overhead the forest swaying boughs sprinkled with drops that travel on his way. He hears far off the tinkling bells of cows driven to pasture at the break of day. The cour's step he passes swift along, making woods re-echo with a song. The garden by Jones Berry. I saw the spot where our first parents dwelt, yet it bore to me a face of change, while amid its fields and groves I felt as if I had not sinned, nor thought it strange. My eyes seemed but a part of every sight, my ear heard music in each sound that rose, each sense forever found a new delight, such as a spirit's vision only knows. Each act some new and ever varying joy did by my father's love for me prepare, just a spot my ever fresh employ, the glorious whole with him to share. No more without the flaming gate to stray, no more for sin's dark stain the debt of death to pay. The gifts of God by Jones Berry. The light that fills the house at morn thou canst not for thyself retain, but all who with thee here are born, it bids to share an equal gain. Wind that blows thy ship along, a swelling sail cannot confine, like to all the gates belong, nor canst thou claim a breath as wine. The earth, a green outspreading earth, vast of fenced it off from me. Hadst thou not I nobler birth, or call'st thine a gift so free? The wave, a blue encircling wave, no chains can bid, no fetters hold, its thunders tell of him who gave what none can ever buy for gold. The graveyard by Jones Berry. My heart grows sick before the widespread death, it walks and speaks in seeming life around. I would laugh a corpse without a breath, that sleeps forgotten neath a cold, cold ground. We used to tell the story of decay, woman rotten flesh hide not nor lie. At this, but dying too from day to day, the forward shout of cheat the longing eye, and hide form that gnaws the core of life, of painted cheek and smooth deceitful skin, covering a grave the size of darkness rife, a secret cavern filled with death and sin. A man walk o'er these graves and know it not, the body's health, the soul's forgot. The heart by Jones Berry. There's a cup of sweet or bitter drink, whose waters ever of the brim must well, whence flow pure thoughts of love as angels think, or if its demon depths the tongue will tell. That cup can e'er be clean small blood stains, of whom within the tide forever flows, and soon it wearies out the fruitless pains the treacherous hand on such a task bestows. Ever bright its crystal sides appear, where runs the current from its outlet pure, and pilgrims hail its sparkling waters near, and stop to drink the healing fountain sure, and bless the cup that cheers the fainting soul, while through this parching waste they seek the heavenly goal. The Idler by Jones Berry. The idle stand that I may find employ, such as my master when he comes will give. I cannot find in mine own work my joy, but await or when waiting I must live. My body shall not turn which way it will, but stand till I the appointed road can find, and journeying so his message fulfill, and do at every step the work designed. Enough for me, still day by day to wait, with woe forms he finds me to a task, a cripple lying at the rich man's gate, content for the few crumbs I get to ask, labour but unhard, but bound my hands hangedly down, still waiting thy commands. Let the rain by Jones Berry. Let the rain, it falls in anxious haste upon the sunlight fields and branches bare, loosening with searching drops a rigged waste, as if it would each root's lost strength repair. But not a blade grows greenness in the spring, no swelling twig puts forth its thickening leaves. Robins only mid the harvest sings, pecking a grain that scatters from the sheaves. The rain falls still, the fruit all ripened drops, it pierces chestnut, burnt walnut shell. The forward fields disclose the yellow crops, each bursting pot of talents used can tell, and all at once receive the early rain, declare to man it was not sent in vain. The Light from Within by Jones Berry. I saw on earth another light, and that which lit my eye come forth as from my soul within and from a higher sky. Its beams shone still unclouded on, when the farthest west the sun I once had known had sunk forever to his rest. And on I walked, for dark the night, and roses orb by day, as one who by a sure guide was pointed out the way. 'Twas brighter far than noonday's beam, it shone from God within, and lit as by a lamp from heaven a world's dark track of sin. The Living God by Jones Berry. There is no death with thee, Each planted tree in living haste, their stems push onward still, the pointed blade, each rooted trunk we see in various movement all attests by will. The vine must die when its long race is run, the tree must fall when it no more can rise. Worm has at its root his task begun, hour by hour his steady labour please. No man can pause, but in the will must grow, and, as his roots within more deep extend, he shall o'er sons of suns his branches throw, to the latest bone his shadows lend. Nor know in thee disease nor length of days, but lift his head for ever in thy praise. The morning watch, by Jones Very. 'Tis near the morning watch, the dim lamp burns, but scarcely shows the darker slumbering street. No sound of life the silent mart returns, no friends from house to house their neighbours greet. 'Tis the sleep of death, a deeper sleep than where before mortal eyelids fell. No stars above the gloom their places keep, no faithful watchmen of the morning tell. Yet still they slumber on, while rising day hath through their windows poured the awakening light. Or turning in their sluggard trances say, there yet are many hours to fill the night. Arise not yet, when the bridegroom goes, till he the day's bright gates for ever on them close. A new birth, by Jones Very. A new life. Thoughts move not, as they did, with slow uncertain steps across my mind. In thronging haste, fast pressing on the bid, the portals open to the viewless wind, that comes not safe, and in the dust is laid the crown of pride that kills each mortal brow, from before man's vision melting fade the heavens and earth. The worlds are falling now, fast crowding on, each thought asks utterance strong. Storm-lifted waves, swift rushing to the shore, on from the sea they send their shouts along. Back through the cave-worn rocks their thunders roar. I, child of God by Christ made free, start from death's slumbers to eternity. The new man, Jones Very. The hands must touch and handle many things, the eyes long waste the glances all in vain. The feet course still and idle, mazy rings, a man himself the lost shall back regain. The hand that ever moves, the eye that see, where day holds out a shining lamp on high, and straight as flies the honey-seeking bee, direct the feet to unseen flowers they spy. These, when they come, the man revealed from heaven, shall labour all the day in quiet rest, and find at eve a covert duly given, where with bird they find sweet sleep and rest. That shall their wasted strength to health restore, seek the morn the hills and fields once more. A new world, by Jones Very. The night that has no star lit up by God, the day that round men shines, who still are blind. The earth her grave turned feet for ages trod, and sea swept over by his mighty wind. All these have passed away, the melting dream that flitted o'er the sleeper's half-shut eye, and touched the morning's golden darting beam. He beholds around the earth and sky that ever real stands, the rolling shores, and heaving billows of a boundless main that show what times past, no trace of years. And earth restored, he sees as his again the earth that fades not and the heavens that stand, with strong foundations laid by God's right hand. The old road, by Jones Very. The road is left that once was trod by man and heavy-laden beast. New ways opened, iron-shod, that bind the land from west to east. I asked of him who all things knows, when none nor lived nor passed that way. Where rose the dust, the grass nor grows. Still a voice was heard to say, knows not why I changed the course of him who travels, learn to go obey the Spirit's gentle force, nor ask where the stream may flow. Man shall not walk in his own ways, for he is blind and cannot see, but let him trust, and lengthened days shall lead his feet to heaven and me. And shall the grass the path grow o'er, that his own wilfulness has trod, a man or beast shall pass it more, he shall walk with me, his God. The poor, by Jones Very. I walk the streets, and though not meanly dressed, yet none so poor as can with me compare. For none will weary call me into rest, and for hunger none their substance share. Ask not for my stay the broken reed, that fails in most their wonder friendly arm. I care not on the loaves and fishes feed, and want the blessings that they may not harm. I only ask the living world to hear, from tongues that now but speak to utter death. I thirst a one cool cup of water clear, but drink a riot stream of lying breath. And wander on my fatherland, yet hear no welcome voice, and see no beckoning hand. The prayer, by Jones Very. Wilt thou not visit me? But plant beside my fields thy gentle dew, every blade of grass I see, from the deep earth its quickening moisture drew. Wilt thou not visit me? The morning calls me with cheering tone, every hill and tree lends but one voice, the voice of thee alone. Come, for I need thy love, more than the flow of the dew or grass or rain. Come, gently as the holy dove, and let me in thy sight rejoice to live again. I will not hide from we, and the storms come, or fierce may be their wrath, but bow with lefty stem, and strengthen forlorn thy chosen path. Yes, woe will visit me, nor plant nor tree thing I delight so well, as when from sin set free, my spirit laughs of wine and peace to dwell. The Presence, by Jones Very. I sit within my room, and joy to find that thou always laughst art with me here, that I am never left by thee behind, that by myself thou keepst me ever near. The fire burns brighter when with thee I look, and seems a kinder servant sent on me. With gladder heart I read the holy book, because of art the eyes by which I see. This aged chair, the table, watch and door, around in ready service ever wait. Can I ask thee a menial more, to fill the measure of my large estate, where myself with all of father's care, I'll turn ever with me there. The Railroad, by Jones Very. The great proclaimer to the outward eye, of what the spirit too would seek to tell. Onward for ghost, appointed from on high, the other warnings of the Lord to swell. While the voice of wonder through the world proclaims in startling tones, prepare the way. The lofty mountain from its seat is hurled, the flinty rocks thine onward march obey. Valleys lifted from their lowly bed, outop the hills that on them frowned before. The past where the living seldom tread, the forests dark, where tides beneath you roar, and bids men's dwelling from thy track remove, and would with warning voices crooked paths reprove. The Robe, by Jones Very. Each naked branch, the yellow leaf forebrown, rugged rock, and every formed plain, like white beneath the winter's feathered down. No doth a spot unsightly now restrain, on sheltering roof, on man himself it falls. But him no robe, nor spotless snow makes clean, beneath his corse-like spirit ever calls, that on it too may fall the heavenly screen. But all in vain, its guilt can never hide from the quick spirit's heart-deep searching eye. Their barren plains and caverns yawning wide, ever lie naked to the passer-by. Lurk on one forty form the present shun, that the spirit's gaze stands brightest in the sun. The Robin, by Jones Very. One needs not flutter from the half-built nest, ere thou hearst men's hiring feet go by. Fearing his eye for harm may on thee rest, or ye thy young unfinished cottage spy. All will not heed thee on that swinging bough, nor care that round thy shelter spring the leaves, nor watch thee on the pool's wet margin now, for clay to fluster straws thy cunning weaves. All will not hear thy sweet outpouring joy, and with more in stillness blends the voice of song, for over anxious cares thy soul employ, that else upon the music borne along, and the light wings of heart-ascending prayer had learned that heaven is pledged thy simple joys to share. The Rose, by Jones Very. The rose thou show'st me has lost all its hue, for it has seemed to me then it less fair. When I look I turn from it to you, if the flower has been thine only care. Thou couldst have grown as freely by its side, as spring these buds from out the parent stem, but thou art from the father served wide, and turn'st from thyself to look at them. Words the perfume of the summer air, draw the eye and ear like this thy flower. No bee shall make thy lips the daily care, and so the sweets distilled from hour to hour. And show new plants from out thy scattered seed, or many a field the eye of beauty feed. The Slave, by Jones Very. I saw him forging link by link his chain, yet while he felt its length he fought him free, and sighed for woes, born out of a barren main, to bondage that to his would freedom be. Yet on he walked with eyes far gazing still, on wrongs that from his own dark bosom flowed. While he fought to do his master's will, he but the more his disobedience showed. He heard a wild rose by the stony wall, whose fragrance reached me in the passing gale. A lesson give, it gave alike to all, to repeat the moral of its tale. And from the spot where deep its dark roots grew, bloomed forth a fragrant rose that all delight to view. The Soldier, by Jones Very. He was not armed like those of eastern clime, whose heavy axes felled the heathen foe, and was he clad like those of later time, whose breast from cross betrayed no cross below. And was he the tribe of Levi born, whose pompous reeds proclaim how vain their prayer, whose chilling words, heard at night and morn, rend their robes, but still their hearts would spare. But he nor steel nor sacred robe had on, yet went he forth in God's almighty power. He spoke a word whose will is ever done, from day's first dawn till earth's remotest hour, and mountains melted from his presence down, and hell affrighted fled before his throne. The Sun, by Jones Very. Father, await thy word. The sun doth stand beneath the mingling line of night and day. A listening servant, awaiting thy command, roll rejoicing on its silent way. The ton of time abides the appointed hour, to know our ear its silent warnings fall. There the cloud withholds the pelting shower, and there the drop speeds onward at thy call. Though it reposes on the yielding bough, with breast unswollen by the tide of song. Does my spirit await thy presence now, to pour thy praise in quickening life along, chiding with voice divine man's lengthening sleep, around the unuttered word and love the vigils keep. The song, by Jones Very. I would sing of crooked streams and fields, on for me they stretch too far and wide. At the look my song on powerless yields, down river bears me with its tide. With the fields I am a child again, the spots that when I love more. Fingers drop the strangely scrawling pen, I remember not but nature's law. I plunge me in river's cooling wave, or on the embroidered bank admiring lean, nor some endangered insect life to save, nor watch the pictured flowers and grasses green. For ever playing their boy I played, the hill and grove, the field and stream delayed. The Spirit, by Jones Very. I will not breathe, blows a mighty wind, our desolate hill and winter-blasted plain, but stand in waiting hope if I may find each flower recalled to new life again, that now unsightly hides itself from we, amid the leaves or rustling grasses dry, with ice-cased rock and snow-mantled tree, ashamed lest foe its nakedness should spy. Thou shalt breathe in every rattling bush shall gather leaves, each rock with rivers flow, and they that hide them from the present snow in new-found robes along the path shall glow, and meadows at thy coming fall and rise, a green wave sprinkled with 1,000 eyes. Spirit land, by Jones Very. Father, thy wonders do not singly stand, nor far removed their feet have seldom strayed. Around us ever lies the enchanted land, and marvels rich to thine own sons displayed. And finding thee, all are things around us found, and losing thee, are all things lost beside. Ears have we but in vain strange voices sound, to eyes the vision is denied. We wander in the country far remote, with tombs and ruined peals, and death to dwell. On the records of past greatness dote, forebode so the living cell. All on our path, bewildering falls the night, that ne'er returns us to the fields of light. The Stranger's Gift, by Jones Very. I found for Cullen, from fragrant field and grove, each flower that makes us spring a welcome guest, and one sweet bond of brotherhood inwove, an osier band the leafy stalks compressed. A stranger's hand had made the bloom my own, and fresh their fragrance rested on the air. His gift was mine, but he who gave unknown, my heart soared for the flowers were fair. Nor oft I grieved to meet them on the lawn, as sweetly scattered round my path they grow. The one who on their petals paints the dawn, and gilt with sunset splendor spits them glow. And I ask, who steps them in perfume, no anxious thought as love who crowns them all with bloom. The Tree, by Jones Very. I love thee when thy swelling buds appear, and one by one the tender leaves unfold, as if I knew warmer suns were near, no longer sought to hide from winter's cold. And when with darker growth the leaves are seen, to welcome view the early robin's nest, I love to lie beneath the waving screen, with limbs by summer's heat and toil oppressed. And when the autumn winds have stripped thee bare, and round thee lies the smooth untrodden snow, when naught is vine that made thee once so fair, I love to watch thy shadowy form below, and through thy leafless arms to look above, on stars that brighter beam, the most we need thy love. The Trees of Life, by Jones Very. Of those who worship thee there is no death, for all they do is but with thee to dwell. Nor while I take from thee this passing breath, is but of thy glorious name to tell. No words, no measured sounds have I to find, and in of my soul doth ever flow. They come as viewless as the unseen wind, until thy noiseless steps where I go. The trees that grow along the living stream, and from its spring refreshment ever drink, wherever glittering in the morning beam, they bend the more the river's grassy brink, as, more high, and while the branches grow, they look more fair than the depths below. The Violet, by Jones Very. Or tellest truths unspoken yet by man, by this thy lonely home and modest look, for he has not the eyes such truths to scan, nor learns to read from such a lowly book. If him it is not life, firm fixed to grow, beneath the outspreading oaks and rising pines, content this humble lot of vine to know, the nearest neighbour of the creeping vines. Thought fixed root he cannot trust like thee, rain will now the appointed hour to fall, but fears lest sun or show may hurtful be, or delay or speed them with his call. Let trust like thee when wintry winds blow cold, whose shrinking form the wood leaves unfold. The War, by Jones Very. I saw a war, yet none the trumpet blew, and their hands the steel-rod weapons bear. And with conflict armed there fought but few, and none within the world's lot human share. They fought against the wills, the stubborn foe that maketh war is left unfought within, and worthy champions left unslain below. ravening wolf of our dressed in fleecy skin, have fought for peace, not what the world can give, whose tongue proclaims the words hands have cheesed, and bids us as each other's neighbor live. A haughty self within us has the keys. We have fought for him whose kingdom must increase, goodwill to man, on earth for ever peace. The Windflower, by Jones Very, who looks up with meek confiding eye upon the clouded smile of April's face. Unharmed the winter stands uncertain by, eyeing with jealous glance each opening grace, for trustest wisely, the faithful rate more glorious, woven Israel's wisest king. Such faith was his whom man to death betrayed, as vine who hears the timid voice of spring, while other flowers still hide them from her call, along the spring and meadow bare. We will seek beside the stony wall, in their trust of childlike heart would share, our joying that in the early leaves they find, lesson taught by him who loved all humankind. Thy beauty fades, by Jones Very, thy beauty fades, and with it too my love, for 'twas the selfsame stalk that bore its flower. Soft fell the rain, breaking from above, the sun looked out upon our nuptial hour. I had fought forever by thy side, of bursting buds of hope and youth to dwell, one by one time strewed the petals wide, and every hope's one look a grief can tell. For I had faultless lived beneath his sway, or like a tyrant delayeth with us all, crowning each rose, though rooted on decay, with charms that show the spirit's laugh and thrill, and for a season turn the soul's pure eyes from virtue's changeless bloom that time and death defies. Thy better self, by Jones Very, I am the other self, what woe wilt be, thou art I, the one ceased know. In finding thy true self thou wilt find me, the springing blade, where now thou dar'st but plough. I am thy neighbour, a new house I've built, which thou as yet hast never entered in. I come to call thee, come and when thou wilt. The feast is always ready to begin. Shouldst love me as thou dost love thyself, for I am but another self beside. To show thee him thou lovest in better health, that thou wouldst be when thou to him hast died. Then visit me, I make thee many a call, and live I near to thee alone, but all. Thy brother's blood, by Jones Very, I have no brother, where you meet me now of the hand with their own wills defiled, and by the worst smooth and wrinkled brow, know not that truth can never be begilded. Go wash the hand that still betrays thy guilt, where the spirit's gaze what stain can hide. Abel's red blood upon the earth is spilled, and by thy tongue it cannot be denied. Hear not with the ear, the heart doth tell its secret deeds to me untold before. Go, all that sin plunder quickly sell, and shalt thou cleanse thee from thy brother's gore. When will I take thy gift, its bloody stain shall not be seen upon thy hand again. Time, by Jones Very, there's no moment but whose flight doth bring bright clouds and fluttering leaves to deck my bower. I within like some sweet bird must sing to the story of a passing hour. For time is secrets that no bird has sung, no changing leaf of changing season told. Wait the utterance of some nobler tongue, like that which spoke in prophet tones of old. When day and night and month and year shall tell, the tale speaks but faint from bird and bough. Its spirit's songs with praise shall upward swell, no longer pass heaven's gate unheard as snow. It causes in angel ears to catch the strain, and send it back to earth and joy again. To the Canary Bird, by Jones Very, I cannot hear the voice with others' ears, who make of thy lost liberty a gain. My tale of blighted hopes and fears, feel not that every note is born with pain. Alas, that with her music's gentle swell, past days of joy should through the memory throng, and each to thee the words of sorrow tell, while ravished sense forgets thee in thy song. The heart that on the past and future feeds, and pours in human words its thoughts divine, for at each birth the spirit inly bleeds, its song may charm the listening ear like wine. And man with gilded cage and praise will try to make the bard like thee forget his native sky. To the Hummingbird, by Jones Very, I cannot hear thy green gold pressed, the deep those cruel teeth have pressed, nor bid thee raise thy ruffled crest and seek thy mate, sits alone within thy nest, nor sees thy fate. No more with him in summer hours thou'lt hum amid the leafy bowers, nor hover round the dewy flowers to feed thy young, nor seek when evening darkly lowers thy nest high hung. No more wilt know mother's care, the honeyed spoils at eve to share, nor teach thy tender brood to dare upward spring the powerful fields of sunny air on new-fledged wing. For thy return in vain shall wait thy tender young, thy fond mate, the night's last starbeams fall full late on their sad eyes. Unknown, alas, thy cruel fate, unheard thy cries. To the pure all things are pure, by Jones Very. Flowers have passive eyes that look at me, the birds have ears that hear my spirit's voice. I am glad the leaping brook to see, because it does at my light step rejoice. Come, brothers, all who tread the grassy hill, or wander thoughtless over blooming fields, come learn with sweet obedience of a will, whence every sight and sound new pleasure yields. Nature shall seem another house of wine, when he who formed thee bids it live and play, and I rambles e'en the creeping vine shall keep for thee a jubilant holiday, every plant and bird and insect be thine own companions born for harmony. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear, by Jones Very. The thunder of not the hidden place the real, whence pours at morning's golden flood of light. But the night's dark breast would fain conceal in its true colours walks before her sight. The bird does not betray with secret springs, whence note to note her music sweetly pours. It turns the ear attentive while she sings, willing heart while false the strain adores. So shall the spirit tell not whence its birth, but in its light one untold deeds lay bare. That it walks with thee, flesh-clothed the earth, its word shall of the Father's love declare. Happy those whose ears shall hail its voice, and clean within the day it gives rejoice. Worship by Jones Very. There is no worship now, the idol stands within the Spirit's holy resting place. Millions before it bend with upraised hand, and with their gifts God's pure shrine disgrace. The prophet walks unhonored with the crowd that to the idol's temple daily throng. His voice unheard above their voices loud, his strength to feeble gains the torrent strong. But their bounds with ocean's rage can stay, and wave on wave leaps madly to the shore, and soon the prophet's word shall men obey, and hush to peace the billows cease to roar. For you spoke, and warning winds kept peace, commands again, and man's wild passions cease. Yourself, by Jones Very. 'Tis to yourself I speak, you cannot know whom I call in speaking such a one, for you beneath the earth lie buried low, which he alone as living walks upon. You may at times have heard him speak to you, often whispered chance that you were he. I must ever wish that it were true, when you could hold fellowship with me. But now you hear us talk as strangers, met above a room wherein you lie abed. A word perhaps loud spoken you may get, or hear our feet when heavenly they treat. He who speaks, or he who's spoken to, must both remain as strangers to you.